Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how PBR materials work. So PBR stands for physical based material, and you use this type of materials or this type of technique in your render engine. And now I'll show you how to work with that and how PBR works. For showcase purposes, I'll show you these techniques in Octane. So Octane is the render engine that I use. You can also use it in Blender, and yeah, so you can use Octane in Blender, or you can copy this for cycles. It's a little bit there's a little bit of a difference between these render engines, but not that much. So you can copy this for your render engine. Every render engine that is physical based have the same techniques. So yeah, first I show you the diffuse material. The diffuse material is just a material that don't reflect or have any type of reflections, or it's not translucent or something. It's just a material that have no reflections. It's just like a texture with a roughness and a bump and a normal. But I go deeper in it now. Go deeper in this topic now. So the diffuse, when I drop in here a red, it's just it's just a color channel. So it's easy to understand. It's just the color of the whole surface, or for the material. The roughness channel is telling the object how rough it is. We don't see that much of a difference now. Maybe here on the shadows, but just telling the render engine how rough a surface is and how it should look like. The bump channel is creating some bump into the surface. So if we put in a noise into the roughness, and we can solo this. Now we can see what is going on here. For the projection, we have a cubic one. So maybe I make it a little bit smaller. As you can see, we have now this little noise in here, and that makes some bumps in here. So as you can see, it just telling where is the bump or where are bumps on the surface. It's important to do something like skin or everything that you need that set it a little bit more up or down. So the black part is telling the render engine it goes more down, and the white part is telling the render engine it's go more up. So now for the normal map I have a different setup. So I show you what the normal map does. The normal map is doing the same thing that the bump map do, but it's it uses a RGB map, and the RGB map is more accurate and telling more the surface more how the normal works and where the bump are, or where the bump is. So as you can see, if I drag it in, you can see we have some bumps in here that subtly add more detail in the surface. And it's like shadows that it's like the render engine would tell it's like the normal map is telling the render engine where the shadows are. And for the sand texture here, it works really, really good. But you have the displacement channel. And if you have a displacement map, you can displace your surface more like the bump or the normal does. So it's really, really good. So for this channel, you can set a height and telling the render engine how much displacement you have, and the mid level is telling the render engine where the displacement starts. And if you put it to 0.5, it just uses the standard position of the plane in this case, and it just go down or up and on the place where the plane is. And the level of detail is telling the render engine how detailed your texture is. If you take something like 265, you have some very ugly pixels in here. And if you drag it more and more up, you have more accurate displacement in here. Okay, the opacity map is telling the render engine where it is transparent or not. If you have maybe you have a texture or something, then you can drag it in here, like the displacement, and the black parts are visible and the dark parts are invisible. I hope that is correctly. The transmission part is telling the render engine how transmissive the texture is. So if you drag it to something like white, you have something like a white translucency. When the emission channel is telling the render engine how emissive or glow and shiny the material is. So you can use it for something like light or something that have light or something, and it's just like a light source that you can use on your texture. And you can also use textures and you can say which parts are bright and which one are. The medium is for the transmission part. I show you that deeper when we go to the other materials. Glossy material. The glossy material have the same things that the diffuse material has, so the color and the roughness. But we have the specular part in here, and the specular part is telling the renderer where the surface is reflecting light. So as you can see, we have now glossy material, and the glossy material is looking like it's wet or it's reflecting the light more. And as you can see, with the roughness you can control how glossy it is and how rough it is, and you can use the noise in the specular channel, and now you have a control of the reflectance of the material. Maybe we use something like this and go for a bigger one. And as you can see, it's just the reflection that got a break. And that's how the specular and the roughness part works. Roughness part is almost doing the same thing, but in another way. And now you have this rougher parts in here, and this is how the glossy material works. You also have the sheen layer. So you have on the edges of the material, you have more like a shine that comes through, and the fill layer is doing something like an oil look or something. It's based on the not on the color channel, but it's based on the reflectance channel of the surface, and it makes this oily look, and you can control it with the float and the IOR in here. The bump, the normal, the displacement, and opacity is doing the same. The index is telling the surface how metallic it looks, and every object in the universe has a different index. For specular material, we use the glass in here, and we use this one, this material, and we go to specular. And the specular is like a transparent material like glass or water or something. And there is the index very helpful. So you have 1.3333 for glass. This is the glass index. And 1.55555 is the index for water. So we leave it for 1.333. And the roughness is, doing the same thing. But you also have this milk effect on the glass. And you can also use a noise or fingerprint texture on it to get some surface imperfections. That's the name of it. You also have a refractions channel. The refractions channel is the refractance of the surface. I don't know how to explain it well, but I think that makes sense. So as you can see, you change this refractance here. And show you what the roughness channel is doing. And if you use a noise in here, and we scale it up, and we need to change the gamma because it's very aggressive. You can see you have this surface imperfections in here, and this is the roughness channel doing in here. It creates more realism if you use a texture like a fingerprint texture or a grunge texture or something for the glass. It looks better. Wait, we take the GI clamp to 1. The GI clamp is telling the render how many times rays bounce, and we don't need that much of ray bounce, because one is enough. It looks the same, and don't create this weird looking hot pixels. The fill layer is doing the same thing like the thing on the bottom with the oil. Bump, normal, and displacement are the same, like opacity. The expansion is for something like a water look that breaks the colors, and I don't know, it's like when you have a pool or water or something, you have this effect of and split inside of the color split inside of the reflection. And this is for something like a diamond or water or something. It's important for that. The index is doing the same thing like I told you. The transmission in this case can control the color of the surface and how it looks like, if you have a red glass or more like a blue glass or something like the one from McDonald's, I don't know. And now it looks in the viewport like water material. I think you know what I mean. Okay, for the medium is telling the material how many subsurface scattering you have. So if you have if you use some skin textures or something, and that's what the medium is doing. We have two types of medium: absorption medium, scatter medium, and random walk medium. And in the random walk medium you can use a RGB, we can use something like a reddish look, and then we can control the density. And that's how it works. But sometimes you need some roughness for using that. Wait, I need a little bit of roughness in here. So now we have this effect. Maybe we put on the suspension. Now we have something like a paper look, you know. So it's you can also use this for something like a paper look. Maybe we use in the transmission a white one, and now we have this effect. And if we put it more down, it gets less transmissive. And you need to play with the things in here. That's how the glossy material works. Now I'll show you the metallic material. The metallic material is standard material for metallic stuff. So that's how that works. We have also the medium opacity, displacement, normal, bump, and IOR, the IOR and the film layer stuff like this one. So you have this oily look. So it's a standard material for something like if you have a metallic surface, you can put on some roughness in here. You can use some IOR, that's the index thing that you already have, that you also have on the other materials, but it works a little bit different. You have can search for something like the IOR parts on the Ethernet, and you get some real world IOR metallic index for other materials. It's really nice to get an accurate material in for your render. So this part is telling the surface how the roughness are spinning. So you need some roughness, and you need to set it to GXX, something different than Octane, because in the BRDF model, because it don't works with the Octane one. As you can see, it don't works here. It just works with the other things, and you can use it. As you can see here, you can rotate and scratch the roughness a little bit. That's that's the thing that this setting are doing. So it works for something like you can use it for doing something like this. If you use something like if you need to do something like this type of material. So you can do something like this effect. Sometimes you need this, and this is how this thing works. It's really, really nice, but I don't use that that much. If I need to do something like this, I sometimes use Substance Painter. But yeah, the shine layer is doing the same thing in here, like I told you before. Yeah, this is the same. Yeah, everything is the same. So the toon shader is for cartoon stuff. If you need to do something like a cartoonic type of material like this one. But I think you need to set this to toon. I don't know. I really never used that before, but you can do toon stuff with that, and yeah, you can do the outline thickness, the camera light. Now you get something like this. So yeah, it's doing something like a cartoonish look of a material. If you need something like this, yeah, you can use that, but the only thing that comes to the material is the toon stuff, and the other things are the same. So the last material type is universal material, and the universal material combines everything together. So you can use a coding layer that's like a secondary specular layer. It's really easy. You can use this is the same part that I already told you before. Bump, normal, displacement, opacity, dispension. It's everything together, so you can also do a emissive material that you can't do in a glossy part. You can do a emissive glossy material that have specular in the same time, and yeah, the universal material is basically everything combined together, and you can use everything together. It's really, really nice. And yeah, the rounding edges thing is just for yeah, using something like a bevel or a subdivision on just your render engine, so you can use that if you want, but yeah, that's not that much helpful, but yeah, you can use that. The material layer is something like you can put a material layer on it, and then you can also add a material layer, a sheen layer, and a specular layer on the top of the whole material, so you can do basically everything with this material. So yeah, that's how that one works, and yeah, I think that's basically everything. So it's many things to learn, but I hope you understand it, and yeah, you can use it, and I hope this video helps you, and I hope you like this video. This is the end of the video, and yeah, goodbye.